All right, we're live again. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Just what was the last thing you all heard? Did I finish with Twin Star Exorcist? Uh, okay, that's right. Okay, so I just finished Twin. Oh wait, hold on. Did I just start Twin Star Exorcist or did I finish it? I just finished it. All right, awesome. Okay, all right. So it cut out at the right place. All right. So next series after Twin Star Exorcist in the sampler is So Cute It Hurts by Goiki Yamada. So this is a Joe manga about twins, twin brother and a twin sister, and the twin sister is loves history. She's sort of a genius at history. Gets A's on it. It's no problem for her. The brother is terrible at history, but he's a very skilled kendo practitioner, and sort of a champion of the kendo team. But his bad grades in history are making it so that he won't be able to practice kendo because he'll have to study on weekends. So what does he do? He decides to switch places with his sister. He makes his sister dress up as him and go to school to do history, and makes it so that he has to dress up as her. And so they switch places. So it's a really fun sort of gender bending manga. And the fun really starts when they go to each other's respected schools. Him being sort of a more of an aggressive type gets into trouble with the mean girls of the school, while his sister would hold back, would probably not try to draw attention, not try to stick up, against the mean girls. He's not having that. So as dressed up as his sister, he gets into a bit of trouble at the school. And his sister, dressed up as him, also gets into trouble at school. And due to sort of strange circumstances, gets into tips with the toughest guys at school, and somehow wins. But also sort of falls into a bit of a romantic situation with a guy who's considered the toughest at the school. So back one of the things I do also at Viz Media is I'm part of the team that helps try to decide what manga to bring to America. And this is one that we heard didn't necessarily do that well in Europe. And you hear something like that, you get kind of worried. But then when a lot of us read it, when I read it, I'm like, no, this is too good. We gotta publish this over here. So I have to say for shoujo manga, it's been a while since I've been excited for a shoujo manga as much as this one. So look forward to So Cute It Hurts, and look forward to it in the sampler. This is a great chapter. It tells you everything that is amazing about this manga. So next one, here's one. If any of you follow watch a lot of anime, you've probably heard of this one. Anybody heard of Tokyo Ghoul?
Yes.
Oh, hey, I can hear you. Wait, well, what happened?
Christina broke it again.
No, I did not. I didn't break anything because he could hear us. No, because he could hear us.
I can hear. Oh my God, this is so amazing. Hey, what's up, everybody? This changes everything. All right. Okay. So sorry. I was so excited about being able to hear you all that I actually didn't hear to answer the question. Who here has seen Tokyo Ghoul?
I've read it.
He can hear you.
All right, awesome. Okay, I figured a lot of hands would be raised. So I probably don't need to tell you a whole lot, about what Tokyo. Or actually, here, better question. Who here has not watched Tokyo Ghoul, or who doesn't know what it's about?
That would be
Yeah. Anybody?
We're on the side.
Okay. I saw kind of a hand go up, so I'll let you all know what Tokyo Ghoul is about. So Tokyo Ghoul, in the world of Tokyo Ghoul, a ghoul is basically a combination of zombie and vampire. They're zombies in the sense that in order to survive, they have to feed off of human flesh. They're vampires in the way that in vampire fiction, often they're misunderstood. They live, amongst humans, and there's sort of a conflict between, should we coexist peacefully with the humans, or should we hunt the humans? And that's, pretty much what ghouls are like in Tokyo Ghoul. And Tokyo Ghoul centers around a character named Ken, who, due to unfortunate circumstances, is attacked by a ghoul. But due to lucky circumstances, the ghoul ends up dying. And the next day, what he finds is the ghoul's body parts were put into his body, making him the first human and the first human and ghoul hybrid in existence. So it's a manga that's more or less about his experience of trying to get used to this new life, get used to his new eating habits, and trying to figure out, his place in this world. Where does he stand? So those of you who've seen the anime know all this and know how great the story is. But be sure to read the manga too, because the manga has some really really good art. This is probably one of our most hotly anticipated manga in quite some time, and for good reason. So look forward to this manga coming out this June. Let's see. Oh, here's another really awesome one. Ultraman. Who here's heard of Ultraman?
Wait, where's the boy in the
All right, so for us, for you all over there, for me, we got into Japanese, creations through anime. Anime that came out in the 90s, anime that came out in the 2000s. But like back in the 60s, a lot of people were watching Japanese live-action hero shows, such as Ultraman. So Ultraman is pretty much the original story was that he was a intergalactic, he's an alien and intergalactic peacekeeper who landed on planet Earth and sort of combined with a human. So then the human would be able to become Ultraman and save people. It was a superhero show. So this is sort of a continuation of it, made by some fans who grew up with the Ultraman show. And this is pretty much about the son of Ultraman. So the son of Ultraman, but he doesn't get his powers through an alien body, but rather he gets it through some sort of cool like Iron Man suit. So if any of you are into superhero comics and superhero movies and manga, this is perfect because you're getting both in one with a really amazing art style. Some awesome fight scenes are drawn here. Some really good, really awesome illustrations too. Like just looking through it, I got the Japanese version. I was like thumbing through it, and the whole thing looks like an art book. The art is spectacular. So look forward to Ultraman coming out in August. Here's another one. I'm on the topic of superheroes. Shonen Jump magazine has recently gotten their own sort of superhero comic or manga. That manga being My Hero Academia. So My Hero Academia is about a world where everybody got superpowers. Every regular human being. I would have superpowers in this world. All of you would have superpowers in this world. But for one reason or another, this guy over here was born without any superpowers, which is too bad for him because growing up he really looked up to these superheroes. He really wants to save the day. So the schools there are centered around harnessing your superhero powers. He has no superhero powers to bring to the table. But just because he doesn't have superhero powers doesn't mean he can't be heroic, which is what the manga is about. So this is one of the hottest new Shonen Jump manga out there. This is in our weekly digital Shonen Jump magazine, and since it's been there, it's been one of the fan favorites. So look forward to this one coming out in August also, and look forward to the sample in the sampler. So those are the highlights from the sampler that I wanted to talk about. There's one more title that I do want to talk about with all of you. So, but this one is not actually a Viz title, but I did want to bring it up to all of you just because I felt like it was an important title to talk about, because Christina told me that a lot of you want to be comic artists, want to be maybe do manga, want to do comics here in America, want to be creators. And I think there's a really inspirational story with this one creator named Felipe Smith. Has anybody heard of Felipe Smith? No? Okay. All right. Well, Felipe Smith was born in Argentina and then moved to America and then grew up in Los Angeles. Went to school in Chicago. He's American. He's not Japanese at all. But one day he stumbled upon manga and fell in love with the fact that manga tells a variety of stories. Before at the time he was reading comics. Comics seemed very limited. It just seemed like superhero stories. But then he reads manga and then finds out, oh my God, there's comics about like just regular everyday life. There's comics about baseball. There's a variety of stories being told in manga, and then he wanted to tell his stories too. And he's he has a bit of a different background. Being being this Argentinian black guy, he was different than a lot of the people who were making comics at the time. So a lot of his comics had content that you didn't see elsewhere. He'd make comics about like going to school in Chicago and then having to work a part-time job trying to be an artist, or comics, just about regular everyday life things that he did, like waiting in line to get the newest pair of Jordans and stuff like that. And in his comic creation, he knew that he really, really wanted to be a mangaka working in Japan. So he worked very hard at his craft. He worked very hard at learning Japanese, and in the process, he ended up actually getting published in Japan. Felipe Smith, this guy I was talking about, is the only, as far as I can tell, the only English-speaking artist who actually spent a year in Japan working on a manga that appeared in the magazine. And that manga is Pipochu, and it's not a manga that I could necessarily recommend to a lot of you because of a lot of the content in it. It's pretty mature, to say the least. But when you're of age, check this series out. Just because this series over here it's sort of about it's a fish out of water story about this guy who grew up as a big anime fan, wanting to go to Japan because he's such a big fan of this character named Pipochu, it's kind of a strange parody of Pokemon and a lot of other anime things. And then when he gets there, he finds that it's sort of him coming to terms with the difference of what he expects of Japan and what Japan's really like. So it's a great story. But once again, the greater story is the fact that Felipe Smith, after he put in a lot of work, was able to become a mangaka and work in Japan. So I just want to leave that with all of you, especially those of you who want to be artists yourselves. So that's it for the presentation part. I hope all of you enjoyed it. I hope you like some of the titles that I talked about. So I guess is there any questions?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. How about I open the floor to questions? Christina, how do you want to do this? You want to just have whoever's asking the question come up or something?
Josh, how do I do this?
Speaking to the mic.
Okay, hi.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good, thanks. Sorry, this is just kind of weird. I could hear myself. So.
Oh, no, I was hearing myself here. It was the strangest thing ever, so I get that.
Yeah. So I was wondering, what do you do on a normal day at work?
Oh, okay. So for me, a normal day of work, a lot of different things. Like so I technically am supposed to be mostly responsible for sales. So that's doing a lot of putting reports together, a lot of putting data together to give to our book distributors, stuff like that. In a nutshell, anything to help our sales reps to sell our books. But also, because I am a big fan, I'm involved with the marketing also, particularly the social media. So in the morning, I'll do a tweet, I'll do a Facebook post also. I usually try to start my day off doing at least one, and then responding to fan questions too. So I don't know if you follow Facebook, our Facebook or our Twitter, but if you ever see somebody's brown thumb holding a book like this, it's probably mine.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's what I do on a normal day, more or less.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What?
Any other questions?
Yeah, there's someone else.
Okay. Yeah, please keep coming.
Yeah, I'm Tom. But
Hey,
hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
I want your thoughts on Sakura from the Naruto series in the first season.
From the first season?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I watched that season so long ago. it's crazy. I think I first watched Naruto back in it's crazy for me to think, but 2003, 12 years ago. I don't think of myself as that old of a guy, but when I think that I saw that 12 years ago, that's crazy to me. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't too fond of her at the time. There were other characters I liked more. But I mean, what do you think about her?
Useless.
Who do you like?
I'd say Probably Itachi.
Oh, Itachi? Oh yeah, no, everybody. That's everybody's favorite. I think that was Japan's favorite. Yeah, no, character polls, Itachi and Sasuke always would be at the top.
No, not Sasuke.
Not Sasuke, just Itachi.
Madara, if anything.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
No, Sakura. Sasuke's.
Anyway, I think someone else do.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Come on. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
I was wondering. Wait, I don't hear myself. Okay.
Mute the mic.
What are some of your favorite anime and manga series?
Ooh, let's see. That's a good question. So for anime, here's the thing. I mostly read manga. I don't watch as much anime, but for anime that I like, I think some of my favorites include Cowboy Bebop. It's old school. It was made years ago, but it's still one of my favorites. I think I could watch that, anytime, and it would, I'll watch that 10 years from now. I think that'll still be a great show. But another one that's very close to my heart, because there was a period of time where I kind of fell out of anime and manga, and then when I watched Ouran High School Host Club, I got really, I got back into anime, like really hardcore. So Ouran High School Host Club is probably one of my favorites. And for manga, I really like Meisi Nikoku by Rumiko Takahashi is one of my favorites. It's sort of a slice of life drama. I'm really fond of that. I like Hikaru no Go, which is a Shonen Jump manga done by the Death Note artist about a guy who's playing Go. And I think even though it's been a while since I've read it, but I think Death Note's still also one of my favorites. I haven't read anything else like it, so just because it's so original and the art's so beautiful, yeah, Death Note's up there. So yeah, how about you? What are your answers to that? What do you like?
I'm a fan of Tokyo Ghoul, like a lot.
Oh, are you really? Nice. Yeah. You looking forward to it coming out?
Attack on Titan.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah. A lot of those horror ones have been popular recently.
Yes.
All right, man. Yeah. Any other questions?
Go.
What do you think of yourself as a gigantic nerd?
What do I think of myself as a gigantic nerd? I think it's awesome that I got a job where being a gigantic nerd helps the job, Isn't that awesome? Think about it.
Releasing.
Yeah. And that's not even a joke. Like it's seriously, having the passion and the product knowledge is one of the things that helped me stand out for this position. So I'm really happy to be in a place where I could utilize my gigantic nerdiness, to say the least. How about you? You a gigantic nerd too?
Well, yeah, I play. Well, I guess myself as a gigantic nerd. I guess myself as a gigantic nerd.
Yeah, you and me both, man.
Okay, next.
Okay, hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
Okay. How did you hear about or start reading or watching manga and anime?
Oh, so I got into video games first. So when I was 10 years old, that's when Pokemon first came out. And I played some Japanese video games before then, but Pokemon was the first one where I recognized that it was Japanese. So I got into Japanese content that way. And then shortly after, anime started getting on TV. Like Dragon Ball Z was on TV, Pokemon was on TV. And I'm Filipino, so I went to the Philippines with my parents, where there's a ton of anime on TV. So I got even more into anime that way. Like in America, when I was at that age, I thought, oh, I know all the anime that's out there. I know Dragon Ball Z, I know Sailor Moon, I know that's all the anime, right? Then I go to the Philippines, it's like, no, I'm so wrong. There's all this anime I never heard of. So that's how I got really into anime. And then I got really into manga from my library, actually. My brother borrowed a bunch of copies of Ranma 1/2, and I just sat in bed for 6 hours straight reading Ranma 1/2, and ever since then I've been a junkie. Yeah. How about you? How'd you get into it?
Probably the library,
Oh,
and
nice.
Miss Christina's a librarian. She told me all about them.
Oh, nice, nice. That's awesome.
Just to make a quick announcement, we have 10 more minutes for questions, so everyone line up behind Josh. This is Josh here. And we can
Hey, what's up, man?
Favorite generation of Pokemon?
Oh, that's $1 million question. Hold on.
It had to be asked.
Let's see. You know what? Fifth generation was the generation where I played most competitively. But as far as the Pokemon themselves, it's probably going to be Generation 3 or 4, actually. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I'm fond of those.
I like that answer.
Awesome.
Hi. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
It's good. What exactly does it mean to be a manga editor at Viz Media?
Oh, you know what? Are you going to be here for the later portion?
Yeah.
Okay, because we are actually going to have an editor, like a manga editor here at Viz, who's going to be basically doing what I'm doing. So I'm gonna, if you're gonna be here later, ask that question again because I think she'll give a better answer than I will.
Okay.
Yeah. But do you have any other questions or?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. We'll see you later then.
Mark, we're all going to say thank you for the bags in just 1 second. So everyone, can you gather around the camera really quickly? And
Which one?
let's do this one. We're the one with the mic.
I got it.
We've got some creative ways of dealing with this. We're all here? Yeah, we're all here. Okay. On the count of 3, thank you. 1, 2, 3. Thank you!
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, we truly appreciate it. And we're going to disconnect, and then are we reconnecting with you and Amy at 2 o'clock?
Sounds good. All right.
Okay, see you then. And we're going to be watching Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh, nice. Enjoy.
Bye. Take
Later.
care. Bye.
Bye.